Welcome back to our new edition of the Swoop radio station. It's your boy Dante Fantuzzi here with
Josh Sanchez.
And our first topic of the day is going to be about Tony Romo and if we think the Dallas Cowboys should start him after their last loss to the New York Giants. What you think, Josh? Wait, before you say anything, do you think Tony Romo should be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys for the remainder of the season?
Right now, I would stick with the hot hand still, stick with Prescott. He had one, this is like the first game where he actually struggled. He's thrown 2 interceptions, careless interceptions, completed under 50% of his throws. He was pressured all game. But me personally, I would love Tony Romo to start next game because if Tony Romo starts, the Dallas Cowboys will find a way to mess this up. That's just what they're known to do. They're 11-2 right now, and everything's flying high, but they will find a way to mess it up. I just believe that's going to happen. But right now, if the Cowboys are smart, Dak Prescott is the quarterback of this team. If Dak Prescott is not the quarterback and they go with Romo, man, things are going to go downhill for the Cowboys. How about you, Dante?
I personally think that they should stay with the hot hand. Maybe if they take another loss, then they can go for a quarterback change. Coming into the season, I never thought Dak Prescott was the answer for the Dallas Cowboys.
No one did.
Yeah, exactly. No one did. I didn't even know that they drafted Dak Prescott into the first preseason game. To be honest with you, to be honest with everybody.
Yeah, he was a third-string quarterback.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. At one point, he was the third-string quarterback.
Who did they? Oh, yeah, they had signed Mark Sanchez. Right?
Yeah, Mark Sanchez. Yeah.
Okay. But just looking at the stats from the last game, these stats are not pretty. 17-37, 165 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. That is not pretty if you're a Cowboys fan. That is an average of 4.5 yards per attempt.
That is just awful. The Giants had a great game plan, and they shut down the high-powered Cowboy offense. Ezekiel Elliott still did his thing. He had 24 carries for 107 yards.
Yeah, no touchdown, though.
Yeah, no touchdowns, but he was still doing his thing. They were able to run the ball. Yeah. But when it came down to throwing, they pressed their corners on him, and Dez Bryant had 1 catch for 10 yards and a fumble lost.
On 9 targets. 9 targets. That's crazy.
For fantasy, if you're not in the PPR league, points per reception league, he's giving you -1 point for the week. That's
-2.
Yeah, maybe -2. It depends. Yeah, it depends on how it goes, but man, that's just an awful week.
That was just kudos to the Giants. They did prove me wrong because I was going with the high hand from our last podcast.
I think we both were too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think we both went with the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, because I was kind of thinking the Eagles fall down, so do everyone else. But the Giants, they proved me wrong. They proved us wrong. So
tough loss for the Birds this weekend too. It was a tough one.
Yeah, heartbreaking. That's just how the season's gone.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say, pretty much. As we learned later on Sunday, or earlier in Sunday, my fault, the Seattle Seahawks got blown out in Green Bay.
I told you 38-10.
Told
you that was going to happen.
Aaron Rodgers is just on fire recently.
What seems to amazes me is that they're on fire with no running back. I mean, they have a running back, but
it's not consistent.
Not a good running back. I mean, no disrespect to James Starks or any of those guys over there, Christian Michael or Ty Montgomery, but who would you take? Eddie Lacy or those 3 put together?
Yeah, Eddie Lacy by far. That's not even a discussion. Man, for Seattle, I felt like Green Bay just wanted him more. Seattle just went to Green Bay. Like, they're already in good position with the division. The Cardinals are 5-7-1 though, and they're second place. The Rams are 4-9, and the 49ers are 1-12. They have no competition. They clearly won a division by far.
Yeah, but from last game, it just looks like they're all still down from the loss of
Earl Thomas when he broke his leg.
Yeah, it just looks like the whole team is just down from Earl Thomas. They look like they didn't want to play yesterday.
They'll come back.
They just didn't look ready. Russell Wilson did not look like the Russell Wilson we're all accustomed to. We just didn't see the Seattle Seahawks that we normally see on a weekly Sunday basis.
Yeah, it was just an off night. But I have a claim about Russell Wilson that might shock you. After talking to my friends about it and like talking to family and other people about it, if you really think about it, whenever he does not play a good game, his defense bails him out of the bad game. Like they'll keep the game close, and then he'll have that one drive where he does something. It didn't happen last week because he threw 5 interceptions. Like a good point is the NFC title game 2 years ago when they played the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, when they played the Green Bay Packers, they came back.
Russell Wilson threw 4 interceptions against the Packers. 4. And I don't know how the Seahawks defense did it, but they stopped Aaron Rodgers 4 times. Aaron Rodgers had more drives to score than Russell Wilson did in the game. The defense bailed out Russell Wilson's 4 interceptions game, and people talk about the 2-point conversion play where he ran 30 yards back and just threw up a jump ball, and the guy completely mossed one of the Packers guys. It was, if you look it up, it's one of the most disrespectful plays in NFL history. Yeah, I think it was Curse. But
no, I think Curse had the game-winning touchdown for that game.
Yeah, and they scored. They did a fake field goal as well in that game. But my point is the defense bails out Russell Wilson on numerous occasions. And that, like, people say Russell Wilson's elite. Like his play, he is a very special talent, but without that defense, he's not a Super Bowl champion right now, in my opinion. If he's not on the Seattle Seahawks, he's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah, and just to point out another statement that I personally think is true. This Seattle Seahawks defense loses somebody key every single year. When we seen them win their first Super Bowl, they had, before Byron Maxwell, they had what's the other cornerback that they had lined up? Richard Sherman?
Yeah, I know. I think
Brandon Browner. They had Brandon Browner lined up,
the Patriots
opposite of Richard Sherman. They had both Cam and
Earl Thomas.
I keep forgetting his name. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. They both had Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas as their safeties, and they had 3 very good linebackers. And let's not forget, they had Michael Bennett.
Yeah, other supers. I get what you're saying.
Other players that really contributed to that Legion of Boom defense nickname that they had. But it just seems like every year they're losing somebody key, and they're not really the same defense that we seen 3 years ago when they won the Super Bowl.
I mean, that's what happens also with age, too. People.
No, but if you think about it, though, everybody just left.
Yeah, Byron Maxwell left.
He wasn't there. Brandon Browner left.
Yeah, Byron Maxwell, he played.
Yeah, but, he's not. Come on now, Byron Max.
Apparently he's doing well in Miami.
Apparently, from our comment.
Yeah, well, we just don't know because we never hear his name on the highlights or anything. So maybe
he is, but he's
he
just an under the radar
cornerback
this year. So I'm not going to sleep on that comment that was on last
I agree
podcast.
too,
but I'm not going to sleep on it. But we're just not accustomed to his name.
Yeah,
I mean, normally when you think of good shutdown cornerbacks, the first person that comes to mind is Darrelle Revis, Patrick Peterson.
Not anymore, though. Darrelle Revis has fallen out of that category this year.
I just think it's age.
Yeah, I mean, you knew that's going to happen. You're going to hit that
and
wall.
He is playing injured. I don't think that man is healthy at all.
Well, as we're sticking to the NFC West, the Rams fired Jeff Fisher after giving him, a 2-year deal.
Extension.
So Jeff Fisher is getting paid to do absolutely nothing.
He's getting paid to sit back at home and just laugh.
He's getting paid millions of dollars just to sit on the couch and do nothing because the Rams, what they did was stupid.
Must be a lifestyle to live.
Yeah. But what's awesome is, though, Ed Dickerson did say he will come back to see the Rams football games. He said that, quote, word for word, he will attend Rams football games now for the rest of his life. All because they got rid of Jeff Fisher. Jeff Fisher tied the NFL record with most losses by a coach after getting blown out. I mean, blown out by the Atlanta Falcons. I think it was like 42-10.
Yeah, and they didn't even have
they didn't have Julio Jones or Sanu.
Or Sanu.
No, they didn't have their top 2
They
options.
had Hardy and Tyler Gabriel all game. Wow.
and they scored 42 points. Well, I remember seeing that game, the opening kickoff.
I didn't even watch the game.
Yeah. Well, I saw the first couple. I saw the first quarter. I'm like, yeah, this is done. The first play of the game, kickoff. Doesn't the returner for the Rams fumble the football? That's how, when you know it's going bad. Plays like this happen. He fumbles the football, and Paul Warlow, a Concord High School Delaware native, recovered it.
Wow.
And yeah, I know.
So is that the only reason why you threw that out there?
Yeah, that's the reason why I threw that out there. Yeah, Delaware native, 302, man. We're stepping up. Quadri Henderson, other people, man.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on us. We may be a small state, but we're getting better. Now moving on to college, we're going to talk about Lane Kiffin and how he accepted his job from Florida to Florida Atlantic as a head coach. He was the Alabama's assistant or offensive offensive coordinator, my fault. And now he is going to be the head coach for Florida Atlantic. He has had 3 other head coaching opportunities in the past. He was with the Oakland Raiders from 2007 to 2008.
Wait, before you get into all of that, can I just state one thing? I think it's a bad move.
Think it's a bad move?
I think it's a bad move.
All right, well, let me continue real quick. He was with the Raiders from 07 to 08. His record was 5-15. Not good at all. He was with USC He was with Tennessee in just 1 year, 2009. They went 7-6, and he left after the 1 year because he wanted to go to USC from 2010 to 2013. And during that time, USC had a lot of sanctions, and he had a career record of over 500, but it was nothing. It was nothing above and beyond.
Nothing spectacular. Really nothing spectacular.
I mean, Florida Atlantic. I never heard of this program. Like, I mean, they're on the college football video games, but they're always the teams that would get blown out. Like, their program has not experienced any winning at all. And I don't know, maybe it works. Maybe going to a smaller school, less pressure.
Maybe going to a smaller conference where there's not as many good teams in that.
Yeah, and they don't have that. They don't have high expectations. Like, you know what the Temple coach did? Like, he turned the program around.
Yeah, but FAU might have high expectations because he's coming from a winning program in Alabama. And Alabama's produced a lot of good players coming out of there.
Yeah,
Mark Ingram. But just the people that are just going to come off the top of my head. Mark Ingram, Ed Lacy, Derrick Henry, Amari Cooper.
Julio Jones, right?
I think
Julio Jones, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And then they had that one stud quarterback, but he really didn't do anything in the NFL.
But I personally think it's a bad move on his end.
Why do you think that?
Because when he's not there, he can't have his own program that's winning.
Yeah, I mean, in the past,
if you want to think about when
you
he
can
left
use the past,
to Oakland, I mean, everybody was hot about it. Everybody, everybody thought he was gonna take Oakland out the soil and rise them to the sun.
And just failed miserably.
Exactly.
Because the 2007 draft was also the draft where DeMarcus Russell, my fault, was the second pick of the draft, right?
I can't remember.
And
you want me to pull it up?
I mean, he was definitely top. He was either 1 or 2 in the 07 draft, and he's one of the biggest busts in NFL history. And then the coach only lasts another season after that. So that just shows proves your
when
argument.
he also left Alabama. I think it was the other when he went to USC.
He left Tennessee 7-6.
Oh, it was Tennessee he left.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I just can't see the man winning on his own. I don't think he's really I really don't think he's the type of coach that's a head coach. He's a great offensive coordinator, as we can obviously see from Alabama.
Yeah, he has had 3 different starting quarterbacks in the last 3 years. And they've been in the playoffs each 3 years. The first time they lost to Ohio State, 4-1 matchup. The second time they won it all. And now this year, with I think a redshirt freshman or a true freshman, he is now leading them to an undefeated record. And they'll probably be in the championship again when they play Washington. But do you have anything else when you'll talk about him, or do you want to move on to our next topic?
I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for the good part.
The good part? Yeah, our basketball topics?
Yeah. I'm ready for that.
Well, here's one of our topics. The Houston Rockets are 17-7. I repeat, 17-7. In a year where they thought maybe 8 seed in the playoffs, because you all saw what happened last year. Terrible record, no chemistry on the team. Finished 8 seed, blown out by the Warriors. They had questions about effort during that series and if they were really playing with a lot of effort. And now here they are a year later, tied for the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, 10 games above 500.
And you know what seems to amaze me? They still have the same roster they had last year.
Well, they got rid of Dwight Coward, should I say?
Okay, with Dwight Howard, I forgot about him.
Dwight Coward.
I apologize. Why are we calling Dwight Howard a coward?
I mean, I don't know. He should have never left Orlando, because that was his mistake. His mistake was going to L.A. In my opinion. He went to.
That was a big mistake.
He went to L.A., had all this pressure on him, and he just didn't want to.
I mean,
he was the best center at the game at the time.
I really don't know where the pressure came from because you had Kobe on your team.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Kobe,
and Steve Nash. Steve Nash went over there as well.
Yeah, but he was old. He was done. 39, 40 years old.
But he was still 38 in Phoenix, balling like he was 20.
I mean, that's because, again, Mike D'Antoni, which I will argue about later. I want to hear your argument about
I'm going to make my argument right now about Mike D'Antoni.
I didn't do
Mike D'Antoni is the reason why the Houston Rockets are 17-7 and are going to continue their hot streak and make the playoffs. And I can see them getting into really deep into the playoffs.
Really
Let's
deep?
Just say it like that.
Like how deep? Like we're going conference finals, conference semifinals. My fault about that.
If they could pull out a couple games out of their tail, I'm going to go with the conference finals.
Conference finals?
Conference finals.
Wow, so you got the Houston Rockets going to the conference finals.
If they could pull a couple games out of their tail.
Okay. I think with the Houston Rockets, their success, it is Mike D'Antoni, but it's also on James Harden and the general manager of the Houston Rockets.
But we do have to give a lot of credit to their GM, their new GM.
Yeah, their new GM.
He really has, like you said earlier, before we even.
Yeah, his style, the style he wants to play.
He's committed. He's
committed to something. He wanted the Rockets to resemble how the Golden State Warriors are with shooting the 3 ball. So he hired a coach that taught that like, you know what I'm trying to say.
That style of play.
That is committed to that style of play. Mike D'Antoni, his system is either shoot threes or you shoot layups, no mid-range jumpers. So the GM surrounded James Harden with outside shooters with Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon came over in the offseason.
Beverly plays good defense and hits layups. His jump shot is very inconsistent.
I never liked him as an offensive player.
Yeah. I never liked him as an offensive player either. But the GM bought into the system, and he got a coach that bought into the same system he believed in, and he has a superstar in James Harden. In order for Mike D'Antoni's offense to be successful, his superstar on the team has to be committed to what he does. With the Suns, he had Steve Nash, and he was committed to what Mike D'Antoni wanted. When he was with the Lakers, Kobe didn't want what he wanted. Kobe and other players on the team, Dwight Howard, they didn't believe in Mike D'Antoni, and that's why the team suffered. The problem with Mike, and also the management as well, was not committed to shooting a 3 ball. Like that goes on the management. Like if you're gonna hire a guy, hire to your team's strength. The GM for the Lakers hired a guy that wants to shoot threes when you know what Kobe Bryant does. He goes in the post. Yeah, he does his magic.
But remember though, they went out and Mike D'Antoni went out and got his guy, Steve Nash.
Yeah, but Steve Nash was past his prime.
He was past his prime, but he knew that offense like the back of his hand.
Yeah, he was also injured a lot too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his back did go out a few years. Yeah, can't forget about that.
But yeah, but that's what I believe. If you're a general manager of a sports team,
honestly,
you gotta hire
Kobe
guys.
Wanted his coach.
Yeah,
and
Kobe wanted his coach.
Who his coach is, Phil Jackson.
Yeah, Phil Jackson.
There would never be like a Kobe and Phil Jackson thing.
Yeah, there was talks about him coming back to LA at that time.
Yeah,
but instead now he's the president of the Knicks.
Really interested in that.
If you want to talk about Phil Jackson and the Knicks, how about his comments about LeBron calling like a pose or something like that, like a terrible term. And he drafted Porzingis, but he's having a lot of controversy in New York. People want him out. People are like he should just take his bags and go back to Los Angeles, where he's so known, like Los Angeles or Chicago, because in New York he's just trying to ruin the New York Knicks franchise. Besides drafting Kristaps Porzingis, that's the only good thing that's happened with the Knicks. Even though they are fighting for a playoff spot, but he's questioning Carmelo Anthony about he holds the ball too much.
He's not lying.
I know, but
he's not lying. Carmelo is an isolation one-on-one player.
I know, but I don't like that negative attitude though. And he's the president. He's not even like he's the GM or the coach. He's the president of the team.
But exactly, that's his team. So
he's trying to run the head coaching job. Like,
if that's the case, then why don't he just take it?
That's what I'm saying. He runs the team. Like, why can't he just take the head coaching job instead of? Because right now he's way up there in the New York Knicks. Why can't he be the head coach then? Because he's trying to tell the head coach what to do. And the head coach is like,
"You're criticize his team for motivation."
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but that's not your job. He is questioning what the head coach should do, like how the team should be run, his triangle offense. I mean, if you have a problem with how the team's being run, then why don't you be the head coach? You've been a successful head coach. You've won 11 championships, 6 with Jordan, 5 with Kobe. Why don't you be the head coach for the Knicks if you want the triangle offense to be talked about, to be ran on your team?
To be honest with you, I honestly think if he did become the coach, with that team, they're not going to run a successful triangle offense.
Yeah, the triangle offense, it's past its day. We're in a new era, in my opinion.
I still even think if he had the players that fit right for the triangle offense, it would still be successful as it was when he was in LA.
It's just something about that triangle offense, man. But I think it's past its date. Now there's just too many threes, 3 balls, and other stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, as we can see when he was with LA, without that 3-point shooting, it still worked, and they still won 5 championships.
True. They had the pieces, though. They had the big men. They had Bynum, and they had Gasol, and the 2 titles with Kobe.
Before even that, they had
Shaq.
Exactly, they had Shaq.
All right, now moving on.
I mean, before we move
continue
on,
before? All right.
How can I? Hold on. I'm trying to look up stats real quick.
Really quick.
And
one more.
Forgive us for this. I'm just trying to look up some stats.
In my opinion, the Eagles, we did not swoop anything. We did not swoop one thing.
Wait, yes we did. We swooped another loss.
Another L in Philadelphia. What's new? That's just how I feel about the Eagles. I'm just dead. I lost my voice a little bit because I was rooting for Tony Romo to get into the game, but he was never in the game. So I was just like, put in Romo, shout, put in Romo. And the coach never did because I want them to put Romo to mess it up. Did you look up the stats yet or no?
I'm still trying to look for this.
What are you looking up?
Okay, I got it right here. All right. When Phil Jackson was the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, a lot of people criticized Kobe Bryant and him not passing the ball. But honestly, stats say right here, he has 6,306 assists. I don't know if you asked me, but that's a lot of assists.
Yeah, it is a lot of assists. Come on. Get on to your point.
I don't understand why people are upset about him criticizing Carmelo Anthony. I don't understand why. Because we all know Carmelo doesn't pass the ball.
Yeah, we all know
when you
that.
Get the isolation of Carmelo trying to back down somebody, he's not passing the ball. If he can get that he'll take 25 jump shots doing that the whole game.
I mean, if it works, it works.
And this is to all my New York Knicks fans. The New York Knicks aren't going anywhere. Like I've said previously, trade Carmelo,
Wow, you want them to trade Carmelo?
He's not going to win a ring in New York.
Right now,
all.
the New York Knicks, my fault, are 14-10, third seed in the Eastern Conference.
4 games above 500.
Yep, 4 games above 500.
Check the West. The number 3 seed.
Yeah, it's the Rockets. They're 17-7.
10 games above 500. Yeah.
I know.
The Knicks are not going anywhere.
They're not?
They're not going anywhere.
I know
They
they're
might
not
make
going
the
anywhere.
playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are they going to make the playoffs? Like, I mean, if they make
but
the
I
playoffs, it's
guarantee
successful.
you, and I guarantee everybody else that listens to this, the Knicks will lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they don't have anything. I mean, Porzingis is balling.
That's all they have.
He's dropping over 20 a game.
The Knicks need to trade Carmelo.
And then who they're gonna get? Well, they'll probably get a high
draft
pick.
picks.
Yeah, get draft like the Sixers.
Rebuild that team. Why they try to defeat the purpose of rebuilding a team by signing over Courtney Lee and making a trade for Derrick Rose. You're defeating the purpose.
And they gave Joakim Noah max money.
He doesn't even deserve that money.
For a guy that can't even shoot a jump shot.
This is not the same Joakim Noah we've seen in Chicago. He's not the same person.
Do you see his jump shot? It's like one of the worst ever. He
doesn't even have a jump shot formation.
He doesn't.
He literally, spins the ball out of his hands.
He just prays it goes in. That's it. He just prays.
I'm not trying to be bashful, but it's just time for the New York Knicks organization to stop trying to defeat the purpose of having to rebuild their team.
That's what the Sixers did. I mean, we had that one playoff run where we were the 8th seed, and we took the Celtics to the 7 games
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
In the Eastern Conference, we took them to 7, but then ever since that run, that's been it. Like, and then we just said, you know what, we're going to lose for 3 years, and now Sixers are on the rise.
More than 3 years there.
Well, we had the worst 3-year stretch.
Oh yeah, all right, that's more
in NBA history.
Well,
speaking of basketball, you want to talk about who are your early NBA playoff predictions for each conference? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
My fault. Right now, I got the Cavs at the 1 seed. I know, knowing it's Eastern Conference, it's just a one-team race pretty much. I mean, I know there's a lot of fans that like the Raptors and saying, I like how DeMar DeRozan's balling, but we all know how he plays in the playoffs. 39% from the 2. From making layups and jump shots, he shoots 39%. That is just awful in the postseason. You got to be more clutch than that. Like, usually people shoot that from 3. And that's outstanding from 3. But from 2, that's just unacceptable. But I still have the Raptors being the 2 seed. It's like you have the 1-2. You have the Cavs number 1, Raptors 2, and then the rest of the pack, it's just we don't know what's happening. For the 4 seed, I think, 3 seed, I think the Boston Celtics will get on a little run. Isaiah Thomas is very underrated, and I think he will lead Boston to the 3 seed. 4 seed, I will have Dwayne Wade and the Bulls. I think it'll be Wade, that combination of Wade, Butler, Rondo. I think they'll get them to a 4 seed. The 5 seed, this one, I'll go with the Hornets, but I think they're gonna fall. But right now, I'll go with the Hornets because it is a very early NBA playoff prediction.
Right.
So I'll have the Hornets at 5. Pacers move up to 6. I think Paul George will get a clicking. Once Paul George gets hot, the Pacers will start rolling. So I think the Pacers.
My boy, PG-13, baby.
So I think the Pacers will be either 5 or 6. And then 7, I'll have the Pistons moving up to 7. Or I'll have the Pistons moving up to 7. I think Andre Drummond will carry them. And in the 8th spot, it's going to be a battle between the Knicks, Hawks, and Bucks. The problem with the Wizards, I mean, I know there's a lot of John Wall fans there. They have no defense. Marcin Gortat is getting up there in age, I believe. Yeah. And when they were a playoff team, he was really good. Like, he was in his prime. And now that he's a little bit past his prime, the defense for the Washington Wizards has gone down. They have the offense. They have Bradley Beal. They have John Wall. They have Porter. They can shoot the rock.
Yeah, Porter has come along very well this year.
Porter and Beal can shoot the rock.
Yeah.
The problem is they can't defend. And and when it comes to the playoffs, and it comes to that, when the pressure's on, it comes down to defense and can you defend. So
I really think Washington, the Washington Wizards are missing a big man.
yeah,
Because
and
as you
they're,
can
they're
tell,
just a guy away. That's what
we
they are.
seen the best of John Wall when
He's a stud.
Yeah, when Gortat was in his prime. So really, they need somebody that is a healthy big man in their prime. As we can see, when we got the best of John Wall, he was giving you 22 points with 12 assists a game. And a lot of those assists were coming from Gortat. So that's where I think the Washington Wizards are missing. They're missing a key, healthy, in their prime big man.
Yes.
And I think they missed out
On Kevin Durant? No.
No, not Kevin Durant. Forget him. I hate him now. I think they missed out on Dwight Howard, Al Horford,
Yes.
and who else was big? Who else were free agent big men? All right, we're just gonna go with those two. But they really missed out on those two. Where I think if they would have signed either one, that team would be a lot better than what they are now.
Yes. So for my 8th seed right now, I have faith in the Greek freak Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
I think he's going to carry his team to the 8th seed. So I will repeat my 1 through 8 early NBA predictions. Cavaliers for the Eastern Conference. Cavaliers number 1, Raptors number 2, Boston number 3, Bulls number 4, Hornets 5, Pacers 6, Pistons 7, Bucks 8. And Knicks
Those are your top 8.
Yep, Knicks will fall to the 9th. Hawks will fall to the 9th. Knicks to the 10th. Wizards 11th.
All right, well, I'm going to give you my top 8, and I feel a little disrespected by your top 8.
Oh, snap.
You put my Pacers at the bottom of the barrel.
6. It's
6.
middle.
No, it's at the bottom.
The bottom of the bottom of the barrel is 7 and 8. Those are the teams. It's just like the Eastern Conference.
1, 2, 3 is the top. 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1 through 3.
Okay, 4, 5, 6 are the middle.
I mean, you already know who's going to win the conference. So who cares about the seeding? You already know it's going to be the Cavs.
Okay, but I just felt a little disrespected. Paul George is my favorite player. We need to get him higher up there. Once the Indianapolis Pacers start rolling,
Indiana.
Yeah, they come from Indianapolis. Okay? Come on now, Josh. You can leave the radio room.
No, I'm not leaving the radio room. Come on.
All right, my top 8. Well, obviously got Cleveland at 1. I got them going back to the finals this year. Let's go Cleveland. 2. I have Toronto. Toronto is a very good team
in the regular season.
But they did make it deep to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they got lucky.
Yeah, they did get lucky
Yeah,
because
they got lucky.
the Pacers were supposed to beat them.
Yeah.
But instead, the referee wants to call a walk on Paul George when Paul George is falling to the. We're not going to discuss this. I'm not going to get myself angry tonight. At 3, I have the Boston Celtics coming at 3. 4. Guess who I have at 4?
The Pacers.
The Pacers.
I mean,
Pacers coming at 4.
I mean, if you really think about it, you have your top 3, or your top 2 right now in Cleveland and Toronto, and then everyone.
I don't think those two are going to change.
And then everyone else is just in the middle, like 3 through 11. No, actually no, 3 through 12 actually all have a shot of making the playoffs. If you look at it, Knicks 14 and 10. Bulls 13 and 10, Hornets 14 and 11, Celtics 13 and 11, Pacers 13 and 12.
But we tend to forget though it's just the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's just the beginning of the season.
Chemistry is still being built upon their teams.
But the Eastern Conference is just so weak compared to the West.
I think it has gotten stronger.
It has because I better get stronger because the East has had the top draft picks pretty much for the most part.
Pretty much. But I got the Pacers at 4. At 5, I'm going to stick with Charlotte. I do believe Michael Jordan has changed that program over there around.
That's good, man. I hope they do good, man.
I hope they do, too.
They need to have one good run.
Yeah. 6, Excuse me. 6, I have the Detroit Pistons coming in. I do like them. Has Reggie Jackson come back yet? I don't think he has.
Not that I know of. All I know is the Sixers. The Sixers cooked them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that.
T.J. McConnell almost had a triple-double. Who would have thought?
Yeah,
T.J.
but,
McConnell.
DJ McConnell plays with so much heart. Like I love that man. I love him. He plays with so much heart.
10 points.
He has what Philly wants,
Yes.
and we all wish
He just doesn't have the
every
talent.
Philly player can have that.
He just doesn't have
I
the
think
talent.
his heart makes up for his talent.
He has the heart, but his talent. Come on. I saw against the Magic, he missed the easiest layups. I'm like, come on, man. You have a free lane and you brick a layup. You're an NBA player.
But you're right. You're right. But you know what though?
He does
He
have the
has
heart. He does have
Man
heart.
has heart. So
He'll be the type. He'll be on like Kyrie Irving. He'll get crossed up a couple times.
matter of fact, before I'm gonna finish my 7 and 8 picks.
Yeah, finish that real quick.
And then we're gonna talk about TJ McConnell. For 7, I'm going with the.
We gotta go to the West though too. Can't
Oh,
forget
yeah.
about the Wild Wild West.
For 7th, I got the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 11 and 12, but I do think they're gonna make a run. The Greek freak Antetokounmpo, I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
I love that last name, Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You say it with an accent too. It's that Spanish.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's that Spanish.
And
right
for
there.
the eighth seed, I have.
Dun dun dun.
This is hard.
Come on, it's early, so
Atlanta.
you got Atlanta
Atlanta's gonna sneak by
with Dwight Howard.
with Dwight Howard and Dennis Schroeder.
All right, so repeat your top 8 so we know.
My top 8 is Cleveland, Toronto, Boston, Indianapolis, Charlotte, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Atlanta.
That's not bad. I mean, we're pretty much the same. Couple different.
Yeah.
Because like you don't know the 7 and 8. Like, now you don't honestly you don't even know 3 through 12. In my opinion, you don't know.
3 to 12 or 3 to 8?
Well, no, I mean like because you know the teams that are going to be outside looking in. I'm including them too. But like 3 through 8 for the playoffs, you have no idea what's going to go on in the East because they're all just so close. Like the Eastern Conference kind of reminds me of how football is this year. Like you have your top teams and then you have the middle of the pack. That's what everyone else is. But now moving on to the West. Number 1, I got the Golden State Warriors, even though it hates for me to say that. I hate the Golden State Warriors with a burning passion. They're just so annoying. I remember watching the OKC game and Russell Westbrook, every time he drives, he gets blocked. KD blocks, Draymond Green blocks. It was just KD hit 39 in like the first half. Like it was just awful.
Listen, I can't wait for the Warriors to go down again this year.
Yeah, I can't wait to. I hope they do go down.
All you Warriors fans are gonna be sick.
And all of a sudden you're gonna be
To your stomach.
You're gonna be migrating to either Minnesota or Philly in the next couple seasons.
Yup.
You're gonna be like, where did all them Golden State Warriors fans go? Oh, they went to Philly and Minnesota.
You're not even allowed in Philly. So don't even try it.
Those fake fans.
Yup. Bandwagons.
Number 2, I got the San Antonio Spurs. Best coach team. They just find a way. They're gonna win over 50 games like they always do. The system.
3 letters. P.O.P. Hold it down.
Greg Popovich.
Pop just holds it down out there in San Antonio.
Like last year, they had a great season. Like, and no one talked about it because everyone's focused on the 73-9 season.
No,
They did.
Warriors.
The Spurs did not lose a home game until the Golden State Warriors came in there and upsetted them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they went 40-1 in the regular season, or
Honestly,
something like that. 40.
when the
Yeah, they
Spurs-
went 40-1.
honestly, I think the Spurs. I mean the Warriors.
You can never go against the Spurs system. I call the Spurs the system. You can't go against the system.
You know what though? I think the Warriors made it easier for the Spurs to guard them with the signing of Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and they also have. You saw what happened opening day. I mean, but you also got.
It was just the first game of the
Yeah,
season.
it's the first game of the
I'm
season.
not going to count that towards anything. But I personally believe that the Warriors made it easier for the Spurs to match up with them in the playoffs if they meet.
Yeah, because they got Pau Gasol too. That's a low key steal. I mean, Pau Gasol's getting old, but
No, but I would pit LaMarcus Aldridge on Draymond Green. I'm obviously going to stake Tony Parker or Patty Mills on Steph Curry.
I don't know if they can play D on him. Would you put Danny Green on Stephen Curry?
Then who are you going to put on Klay Thompson?
That's all. See, you can't talk about that because you just don't know because you're gonna. My fault. You're always gonna leave that one guy open.
You know who I'm gonna put on Klay Thompson? The kid, Simmons or Anderson.
Oh yeah, Simmons. I remember opening night.
Simmons or Anderson.
He's off the bench. They have the Spurs are with the system. I'm gonna call him the system.
And I'm gonna put Kawhi on KD.
And then Kawhi will hold it down.
KW, hold it down.
Next, my fault. We got off track. My
Definitely
3 seed. I'm gonna believe in James Harden. The Rockets will be the 3 seed in the West. I will pick them ahead of the LA Clippers because I just don't believe in the Clippers anymore. This is the final season for LA to be good. Everyone is going to be a free agent. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, JJ Redick, they are all going to be unrestricted free agents. So it's either now or never for the LA Clippers. I think the Clippers will get the 4 seed, however.
I think it's time for the Clippers to make a trade. You know who I think they trade for?
Who?
Take a wild guess.
I don't want to guess. It's probably something obnoxious. Nerlens Noel.
No, Jesus.
Yeah, no.
We already have big men out there.
Who are they going to trade? Oh, Klay Thompson?
Nope.
Who?
If Klay Thompson goes to the Clippers,
That'll never happen. I'm just going to stop. I think it's something ridiculous.
I'll die.
Who do you think?
I think they should go out and make a trade for Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony to the Clippers.
Just picture it.
I mean, it'd be a one-man. It's a one-man team because everybody's leaving. I don't think CP3 is going to come back.
I think CP3 is going to come. And where else is he going to go?
I don't know.
Ooh, imagine CP3 on the Spurs.
Imagine, yeah, and that's what I was saying. The Spurs or take him in the East. Put him in the East.
CP3, come to the Sixers, man. You need a point guard.
Now Simmons.
Still draft Lonzo Ball.
Nah, they're going with
We'll
Jazz.
talk about that later. We'll talk about
that later.
We'll talk about that later.
All right, my fault. So right now I have 1 Warriors, 2 Spurs, 3 Rockets, 4 Clippers. 5, I'm going to have, the Memphis Grizzlies.
They're going with the Grizzlies at 5?
They're 17-8. Even you're just like, what? That's every time I talk about the flopping Grizzlies, I'm going to call them. Because I remember watching that Sixers game. Man, there was a lot of flops. But I don't know what they do. But they always find a way. And the reason why I had them at 5 is because the Clippers will kill them in the playoffs. They'll find a way to get hurt, and then the Clippers will beat them. Even though the Clippers get hurt too. So, battle of the injured.
Battle of the injuries. Battle of the replacements.
All right, moving on. 6, I would like to say OKC. I would love to see a Thunder versus Clippers first round matchup. That would be a good series. I think that will go to 7 games. And it'll come down to Westbrook not having enough weapons. I think. If I honestly, like, for OKC, I feel like they'll go to the conference semifinals, but it just depends on who they play. And right now, if they play the Clippers or they play the Rockets, it'll go to 7 games. It'll be toss up. But if they fall to 7 and 8, they're not going to win against the Spurs, a well-coached team, and the Warriors because they just have too many weapons. 7, I'm going to have the Trailblazers at 7. I think Damian Lillard, they'll start clicking. Right now, they're not clicking. They're 12 and 13. But I think they'll get it going. And then 8, I'm going to have the Utah Jazz. Gordon Hayward, low-key, is a stud. He's going to be an all-star. And from Butler University, he knows how to ball. No one talks about him. But he knows how to ball. Because right now, 9 through 15, they are all either 6 games below 500 or worse. And the Lakers right now are falling. They're dipping. The Lakers, I mean, at first, early in the season, oh, snap, 8 seed. I don't know. They won 2. They lost 8 of their last 10 games. And they're not looking good. And I think they're going to continue to decline. But because of their fast start, we're going to get their draft pick, which is awesome for Philadelphia. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Unlike the Eagles, we traded so many picks for Carson Wentz, we miss out on a top 10 draft pick this year.
I don't even want to talk about the Eagles. Let's just finish this.
I know. I just wanted to go off because, man, right now our pick is 7th in the draft right now. If the season ended today, it's 7th. And we can get Mike Williams from Clemson. That man is a beast.
We don't
Wide receiver. I mean, it depends on what happens in the free agency.
You're right.
Because if we don't get Deshaun Jackson and other people for the wide receiver,
All right,
we
need
can
to
get.
finish our
All
basketball.
right.
So
We need to finish.
our
My
basketball
fault. We need to
segment.
finish basketball.
All right.
All right. So
So
mine.
can
so
re-elaborate your top 8?
my fault. So here's my top 8 for the Western Conference. Golden State Warriors number 1, Spurs number 2, Rockets number 3, Clippers number 4, Grizzlies number 5, Thunder number 6, Trailblazers number 7, Utah Jazz number 8. Lakers and the other teams outside looking in.
Okay.
How about you, Dante?
I agree with your top 2. I'm leaving as the playoff standings are now in the conferences. I'm leaving the top 4 as the same: Golden State, San Antonio, Clippers, Houston. My 5 to 8 though is going to be very different. I think my number 5 team, my number 5 team, is going to end up being the Utah Jazz.
Ooh, the Jazz to 5.
The Jazz.
I
at
like
5.
that.
My number 6, I'm going to have the Portland Trailblazers.
Ooh.
7 and 8, it's going to round off with Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Memphis Grizzlies.
So you think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to fall to 8?
I think they will end up falling to 8.
They just find a way to win, though. That's one thing about Memphis.
They do. They find a way to win. I'm not going to take that away from them.
So
Yeah,
we have different 5 through 8 pretty much for each conference for the most part.
Pretty much.
But those bottom seeds though, like you can.
I'm a man of the underdogs.
You're the man of the underdogs.
I'm a man of the
I have
underdogs.
no faith. I think it's just gonna be Cavs and Warriors again.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say the Warriors.
I mean, I want the Warriors to fall.
I don't like the Warriors.
No one.
And
loves them.
yeah, true. No,
Besides the bandwagon.
Besides the bandwagons. Besides the bandwagon Warriors fans, and
I go to the grocery
know.
store. I see Cowboys jerseys and Golden State jerseys everywhere. I'm just like, what is going on in America? What is going on?
America's team.
I'm around the Philadelphia area. Why is there blue and white in that terrible white combination all over Wilmington, Delaware, or like the Delaware County area? I'm just like, come on now. Philly's a 20-minute drive from me.
To be honest with you, bro, I have no idea. No idea at all.
They come out of everywhere, but they weren't talking though when they were 4-12 last year. Man, I'ma still talk even if the Eagles are 5-8, 0-4 in the division.
5 and 8, 0-4 in the division.
Yep, I'ma still talk.
0-6 in the division.
They're
0-6.
gonna be 0-6. We play the Giants and
Might
the
just be
Cowboys.
0-6.
Oh my gosh!
God, this is bad.
Not one statement win.
This is bad. This is absolutely bad.
All right, you want to talk about Josh Jackson, and your boy?
Yes,
Josh Jackson's my boy, 6'8".
it's absolutely fine. But let me ask you this though: how many forwards are we gonna have before we finally go out and draft a guard?
Josh Jackson can play shooting guard. I'm telling you, the Sixers are going to do something unique. We're going to have
that unique thing. Just better be to make the trade for Klay Thompson.
trade for Klay
Make a
Thompson.
trade for Klay Thompson. It just better be unique. Or if not, you know what? The Portland Trailblazers have expressed interest in Nerlens Noel.
But who are they going to give up?
Alan Crabby. I like that kid a lot.
I'll look him up.
Come on.
Alan, what's his name?
Alan Crabby.
Crabby. He better play Crabby. Like, he better not play
crafty.
Crabby.
Alan Crabby is crafty.
Crabby. I'm looking him up.
But I'm going to need you to elaborate why you would take Josh Jackson.
His size, his athletic ability, and and just like with Ben Simmons, you can put him at the forward position, you can put him at the 2, you can put him at power forward, you can put him at point guard. Like Ben Simmons, Brett Brown has said, Ben Simmons, 6'9" point guard. That's something only Magic Johnson has done in the NBA history. So we're gonna have an oversized point guard. Have a shooting guard that can play whatever he wanted. Josh Jackson, move him to the 2. Or have Covington as shooting guard, Josh Jackson, the small forward. And then you have Saric or another power forward in there. And then you have Embiid and Okafor playing 30 minutes each at the center position. Where then for the Sixers, we'll be athletic. We'll have size. We can guard anyone because we have the size and versatility to go up against Golden State, to go up against other elite teams.
So you want Josh Jackson because he's a 6'8" forward and he
And
can
no,
play
and,
the
and
two?
he's an absolute stud. He can shoot, he can dunk, he's athletic. Man, him in the transition, him and Ben Simmons in the transition. We already have Embiid and other people, but imagine him and Ben Simmons running all over the place. Like I when I see Josh Jackson, I see Andrew Wiggins.
And
in
you know
him.
what I see when I see Lonzo Ball?
What?
Russell Westbrook.
You see Russell
I
Westbrook.
see Russell Westbrook.
But we already have Ben Simmons though as our point guard.
So you trying to tell me, if you were a GM, right,
I mean,
and you got to have Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook on your team, you're not taking it? You're not taking it.
will they play good together? Because you saw how Russell Westbrook plays with a superstar.
But
Him
remember,
and Kevin Durant. I don't know
they
what
were
was
both
going on.
superstars. But remember though, Ben Simmons is an unselfish superstar. Pretty sure he proved that to us in the summer league.
Yeah, he's very.
He's a pass first
Yes,
player.
he's a pass. Which is going to be
passes
awesome.
first.
He's going to be legit. I can't. I'm setting the date. Someday in January when they announce his return, I'm going to call you up and we're going to watch the game.
Matter of fact, we'll go. Why don't we just go to the game?
Go to the game.
We'll
I
go
mean,
to the
what are
game.
they?
We have to
$8?
buy our tickets.
All right,
We have to buy our
all right,
tickets
we're gonna
like
buy our tickets.
ASAP.
We just gotta wait for the
Wait for the
announcement.
return
All right,
date.
but anyway, come on, plead your case.
Lonzo Ball,
Lonzo Ball.
UCLA point guard. Now, what did we have about our last topic of discussion about UCLA point guards?
Yes, they have turned into
UCLA
superstars.
Okay, that's 1 point. They turn into superstars. 2, this man can jump out the building if you let him.
So can Josh Jackson.
Okay, but who would you have? Josh Jackson, who's going to remind you of Andrew Wiggins, or Lonzo Ball, who's going to remind you of Russell Westbrook?
I
So
mean,
really, would you take Russell Westbrook, or are you going to take Andrew Wiggins?
well, I mean, I just said like a comparison with Andrew Wiggins because like that's just I could compare Josh Jackson to other players, but if I say like an elite stature player, people are like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Like, right? Like, I'm not gonna boost Josh Jackson to the point where I'm gonna compare him to LeBron because what I see in Ben Simmons, I see LeBron qualities in Ben Simmons, but when I see Josh Jackson, I feel like they can push. I mean, how tall is the UCLA? How long? How tall?
6'6".
6'6". So he can play shooting guard. Can he play forward?
But the thing is, I feel like we have too many forwards. Way too many forwards.
We have a lot of centers.
We have a lot of centers and forwards. Because Jahlil Okafor is going to be a forward.
Well, I said Jahlil Okafor is probably going to be like 6-man center. Him and Embiid are going to flip flop because you can balance the
So who are
minutes
you going to
good
put
enough.
at your four? Who are you going to put at your four?
I would put Sark.
Oh, I forgot we have Sarge.
Sark and Embiid can both stretch the floor, and then Simmons.
Absolutely all about him.
Because Sark has been stepping up. He's been
Yeah,
like
he
his
has been
last
playing
couple
very
games,
well.
he's been dropping 20.
He has been playing very well.
And when I see him, I see a guy not as good as Porzingis, but like a step down from Porzingis. He can stretch the floor, hit threes, and that's what you need because you're gonna have Simmons. Because Simmons is not the best shooter, but Simmons can drive. He can kick it out. And you have Covington. He's shown he can hit the three. But I just think I would love to see a fast break with Simmons and Josh Jackson just running loose. You saw the dunks Josh Jackson's had.
You got to see the dunks Lonzo Ball has had. He's got a couple bodies.
You could go both ways with either player.
You could. But
I mean,
Lonzo
I understand your case. I wouldn't be mad.
Lonzo Ball is averaging 15 points.
All right,
With a whopping 9 assists.
that's pretty impressive. I mean,
9 assists.
how I'm trying to think. Would you be mad if we got Josh Jackson?
I wouldn't be mad.
But you'd feel disappointed.
I'd probably be disappointed because he's not going to fit our scheme. He's not going to fit our system.
I think he'll fit perfectly.
I mean-
I would take either your guy or my guy. I'll be happy with either.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta give Josh Jackson some credit. The man's only 18 years old.
So is Lonzo Ball.
Oh yeah. Oh
These
crap.
players are these kids are they're our age.
No,
They're our age.
Well, we're just sitting here talking about them.
I know, right?
They're out here balling. They make me want to put on some shoes, but I
They
don't
make
have
me-
the size.
They make me wish I was 6'2". All I need to do is grow 6 more inches.
I need to grow a whole foot. So my little brother's coming in. He's gonna be 6'4", man.
Jesus.
Yeah, he can shoot.
You know what? We might just have to beat your little brother.
We gotta train him.
No, we have to beat him down.
beat him
People that are
down.
taller than me, I don't really like.
Not me. I don't like him either. You want to continue with basketball? Because, we got to give a shout-out to them Flyers. 9 in a row.
Really?
Yeah, 9 in a row. The last time they were they won 9 in a row, my fault. Or they won 7 in a row, actually. Was in 2002. And they went far in the playoffs in that year.
I gotta be honest with you.
They're the only-
I'm not Flyers. I'm a Flyers bandwagon.
You're a Flyers bandwagon?
I don't watch hockey.
Same. I don't really watch it either.
I can't.
All I know is Braden.
All I know is when it comes to playoff time, I go to Modell's or Dick's, get me a nice good Flyers shirt. Let's go Flyers.
Let's go Flyers. They remind me of the Atlanta Hawks.
The Atlanta Hawks.
And if the Flyers were a basketball team, they would be the Atlanta Hawks, where they're good enough to make the playoffs, but when they're in the playoffs, they can't beat the elite teams like the Penguins, other teams.
I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't. I like hockey.
I know it's Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin. I think I even said his name.
Yeah.
Alex Ovechkin.
Canada, Russia, all of them.
I don't know those group of guys.
Picture LeBron in skates. That'd be so funny.
If I was
LeBron drives in.
I'm making. If I'm the goalie, I'm scared. That's one.
He'll try. They were talking about him in football too.
If I'm the coach, in hockey, if I'm LeBron's on my hockey team, I'll make sure he's hitting everybody. He's putting his shoulder into everybody.
You probably can't skate fast enough to get him.
Probably.
He'll probably fall as soon as he touches the skates. Oh man. Oh yeah.
Did you just say something about LeBron in football?
Yeah, LeBron was a 2-time All-State wide receiver coming out of high school. So man, imagine him in an Eagles uniform or a Cleveland Browns uniform. 6'9", no one can guard him.
He'll play for the Cleveland Browns. That's his hometown team.
That would be cool.
LeBron's a hometown player.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we get on to the weekly NFL predictions?
Wait. I just want to give a update on the Patriots and Baltimore Ravens game.
No.
Jeez, it is 23-3 Patriots.
Man, my prediction is way off.
The third quarter with 7
Way
minutes
off.
and 57 seconds left.
Dang, man. They still have time, but I don't know. My prediction's way off.
Tom Brady is 20 for 31 with 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
How about Flacco? Flacco's probably at least throwing 2 picks.
1.
He's thrown 1, yeah.
19 to 30 for 155 yards.
Man, Ravens, man, they're not doing anything. I expected better, man. Better football game.
Yep. Oh, and New England's about to get the ball back.
Oh, goodness. Beat down in New England.
You already know. Didn't my brother try telling you this today?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I had faith in the Ravens, though, because their defense is no one talks about them.
At all. But, Lord knows.
Yeah, you wanna go move on to the NFL weekly predictions, or do you wanna go NFL playoff picture, or you wanna talk about that next time?
Should we talk about our NFL? No, let's talk about our NFL playoff picture while we're here. You don't have nothing else better to do.
For the most part, yeah, you're right. Right now, you wanna go first? You want me to go first?
I want to go first. All
right, you go first.
I want to go first for the simple fact that it looks like in the AFC, we're gonna have 3 teams coming out the AFC West.
3.
Denver Broncos, Oakland Raiders, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Looks like we're going to have 3 teams coming out of that division.
We might. Because the Broncos play the Patriots next week.
Last week was a must-win game for Denver.
And they lost.
They need to get this game against the Patriots.
But I don't think they'll get
They
it.
need it. Let me get closer to the mic and say, they need it. They need it. Like, badly.
Yeah, because they have a couple showdowns against, like, the AFC West teams, the Chiefs and the Raiders still. Or, my fault, Chiefs and Chargers. They're done with the Raiders, I think. The Raiders beat them once, and then they beat the Raiders the other time.
And if, wow, there's a few teams actually looking in. Wow.
The AFC is going to be tough.
Wow. If Denver loses, you have at least 3 teams that could take their spot. You have Miami, Baltimore, and Tennessee.
And the thing is, Baltimore beat Miami head-to-head, but with Baltimore probably losing to the Patriots tonight, Baltimore is going to be a game back from Miami, but Miami just lost Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, I never liked Ryan Tannehill.
I never really liked him either, but I mean, would you take him or
my
Matt
opinions
Moore?
from last week.
Would you take him or Matt Moore? Like, who's Matt Moore? Like, that's what it comes down to.
Neither.
With the playoffs on the line, you have Matt Moore as your quarterback. I don't think they'll get it. And they play the Patriots. They play the Jets next week.
We can just count them out. We can just count them out.
It goes Jets, Patriots, Bills.
Jets, Patriots, Bills.
For the Miami Dolphins.
Okay,
Or it's either that or it's the other way around. Jets, Bills, Patriots.
That's cool.
For the Ravens, they have a showdown with the Steelers. That will probably be for the division. Because the Ravens have Philly next week. They're going to kick our butt. We're going to get blown out not blown out, but we're going to lose to the Ravens in Baltimore.
Well, starting with his weekly NFL prediction, you heard that one. We all got to the conclusion of that one.
All right.
All right. Now moving on to the NFC.
We got to do AFC first, man. Who you got first seed?
New England.
So you got New England. Who you got second seed? Who gets the bye out of that AFC West?
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's pretty much it.
Oakland.
All right. So you got Patriots.
It's gonna come down between that second seed is gonna come down between Oakland and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
But I just like Oakland so much that I think they're gonna win out that division.
Okay.
But hold on. I'm not sleeping on the Kansas City Chiefs because that Andy Reid just gets it done.
Yes, he does.
Andy Reid I think when it's all said and done, Andy Reid is gonna be in the talks of one of the greatest coaches.
Well,
But the thing that's gonna
hurt him is Super Bowl.
he doesn't have any Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Any Super Bowl rings.
Nope. His teams have always been good though. Always been consistent.
Coming in the third spot, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're gonna make it deep into the AFC playoffs. Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown, and come along Ladarius Green. Ladarius Green has been, he has come back from I think it was ankle injury or hip injury, one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
And he is playing very, very well for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Just double check on the game. Ravens just scored 10-23.
I don't think it's gonna help him any.
Plenty of time in the third quarter.
Coming in at fourth seed, I think Houston's gonna get. I don't think Houston's gonna make the playoffs.
I hope they don't.
I don't think Houston
because
make the playoffs at all.
Houston, if they get in the playoffs, they're just gonna lose.
I'm tired of seeing Houston in the playoffs.
I am too. I'm tired of seeing Houston and Indianapolis.
They always lose in the first round. But you know what thing's gonna take that number 4 seed? To be honest with you, Josh.
Who?
The Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans. I would love to see that.
The Tennessee Titans.
Marcus Mariota, I wanted us to trade up for.
Marcus.
But we were too far down in the draft.
Yup.
And he's balling. Low key balling. No one talks about him.
Grabbing the fifth spots, like I said earlier, it's gonna either come down to Kansas City or Oakland. Whoever wins out that division.
Yeah. So it'd be Kansas City for you.
Yeah, it'll be Kansas City.
All right. And then 6. Who do you got?
Taking the last spot. Denver.
Okay.
Denver. Offense wins you games. Defense wins you championships.
And Baltimore has the best running defense in the National Football League.
Absolutely fine. But I still think Denver has the best defense in the league.
Okay. How about your NFC? Or you mean give you my AFC?
Yeah, give me your AFC.
All right. My number 1 seed, I do got New England. Even though it just depends on what happens in this game. Baltimore did just score. So, and the Patriots, Baltimore, remember they played them in the playoffs? Baltimore had a 2-touchdown lead. And the Patriots.
You talking about when he missed the field goal in the playoffs?
No, that was 2011. 2000.
When the whole team just looked like
it was
stunned
2014. It was 2014. Ravens had a 2-touchdown lead. And that was a game where the Patriots it was 3rd down and long. They throw it to Julian Edelman, and Julian Edelman throws it for a 50-yard touchdown, and then Tom Brady drives and leads them to the victory. It depends on what happens in that game. If New England wins the game, I think New England will continue to ride that hot streak. They'll beat Denver next week.
I can't see Baltimore coming back to beat them.
And, I've seen it before. It's happened before.
Yeah, you're right.
But the Patriots, If the Patriots win this game, they will have the number 1 seed. If they lose, it'll be another controversy, and here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think the Patriots come out on top. Patriots number 1. I have the Chiefs at number 2, only because they had that statement win against Oakland, and they already played at Oakland already. So I believe they played at Oakland already.
Yeah,
So, and the Chiefs are riding hot. I think they'll continue the hot streak for number 2, the 2 seed. 3, I got it'll come down to Ravens versus Steelers, and I believe I'm going to double check that game if it's in Pittsburgh or it's in Baltimore, because I want to make sure that I got it right. So hold on 1 second as I scroll down. It is at Pittsburgh, so I think Pittsburgh will win that game because their crowd will be jumping. I think Pittsburgh will get the 3 seed. Ravens will get the 6. And
so
then
you have the Ravens making it.
yes.
Ooh.
Four
Bold predictions.
4 seed, I have the Tennessee Titans
4 seeds of Tennessee Titans.
because I can't stand the Texans, but they'll end up in it.
You
Because,
think the Texans are going to end up in it? Or Tennessee?
Do they play each other? We're about to find out. They play the Texans in the last week of the season. Houston does. Houston plays at Tennessee. Division crown on the line. Oh my goodness.
Think so?
Tennessee wins.
But what if the Colts fly a little under the radar?
Well, here's Tennessee's final 3 games. At the Chiefs. That's a little.
Ooh,
That's a toss up. We'll talk about that later. Then they play at the Jaguars. That's a win.
That's a win.
And then Houston at home. And I'm looking up Houston. I might as well look up Houston.
Might as well. You're halfway there, bud.
Halfway there. Wait, give me a second. That's crazy though. Where's the Texans? Where's the Texans at? I hate the Tex. I don't know why. Just something about them I just don't like. Like when I believed in them, their offense is just awful. Texans they play Jaguars this week, Bengals at home, and then they play the Titans. So it's gonna come down. I'm telling
can
you.
Repeat that one more time. I'm sorry.
The Texans they play the Jaguars at home,
Jaguars at home.
Bengals at home, which I think they'll lose. That'll be the game where Texans lose, and then Texans and Titans battle for the AFC South.
You said you played the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
You remember how I said last week the Jaguars are the team that's gonna take every
Yeah,
team
yeah.
out of their
I
thing.
hope
That's
you're
gonna
right.
be the game. The
All
Jaguars
right.
upset the
Well,
Houston
we're gonna
Texans.
talk about that later. We'll talk about that
That's
later.
gonna be the game.
Oh wow, Ravens just kicked a field goal. It is now 16-23.
What the hell
What is going on in New England?
No, they scored a touchdown.
They scored it. Oh my God! They scored a touchdown. It is 17-23. Don't sleep on them Baltimore Ravens. I'm telling you. Even though I think Tom Brady will win at the end.
What's going on over here?
What's going on?
We're gonna look at these previous drives.
All right, you can look at that. Let me finish
All
my
right, hold on, wait.
Tom Brady turnover. That Baltimore defense.
Oh, when Baltimore went to go punt the ball, you know how it iterated the first time that New England was about to get the ball back?
Yeah.
The returner muffed the kick, so he fumbled it.
Oh, snap.
And then 2 plays later, Baltimore scores.
Let's go Baltimore, man. That defense. I had that defense on my
On
fantasy.
the kickoff, the next play, on the kickoff, the Patriots fumbled the ball. They fumbled the ball, and obviously
Baltimore recovered. That's what the Ravens do. They find a way. They find. And if they stop Tom Brady here and score again, it's interesting. We have a ball game, bro.
We have a ball game as we speak.
Yeah. Told you, don't sleep on them.
Wow.
Telling you, they're going to be the 6th seed in the AFC.
This is crazy.
All right, now moving on. So here's my 6.
Right.
Patriots number 1, Chiefs number 2, Steelers number 3, Titans number 4, number 5, I have the Raiders, and number 6, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Now moving on to the NFC, who do you got?
Obviously, number 1 is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
Boo.
Obviously.
I know, I hate saying that.
Number 2, I got Seattle.
I respect that.
3, I have Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Coming in at number 3.
Over the Lions? You think the
4,
Lions are going to fall out?
Yeah.
So you think the Giants are going to beat
Come on
the
now.
Lions?
Now we just discovered that Matt Stafford is hurt. It's 1.
Yeah, it's only a finger, though. He'll get better, though.
2, how many more game-winning drives is this man going to have this year?
So you think their luck's is gonna run out?
Their luck is eventually
I
gonna
think
run
their
out.
luck when we talk about playoff predictions, I think that's when I'll say Detroit's luck's going to run out.
In the playoffs?
But right now, I think Detroit will. Well, keep going. I'll get on to mine.
All right.
I mean, I respect what you have to say, though.
4, I got the Lions coming in. 5, Tampa Bay Bucks, baby.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
And 6 are the New York Giants.
Okay.
So guess what, people? I don't have Green Bay making the playoffs this year
Wow.
at all.
You think it's just too much ground to make up?
Something.
All
I
right.
don't know what it is. You know what? If Green Bay finds a way to get to the playoffs,
They're going to run the table.
huh?
They're going to exactly what Aaron Rodgers said. They're going to run the
Yeah,
table.
but if they manage to find a way into the playoffs, it's gonna be because they win the division.
Well, you can also say if you have your Giants at 6, it might come down to that matchup they had, where the Giants lost to Green Bay at Green Bay. That's what it might come down to.
But I don't think the Giants have a tough schedule.
Well, the Giants. Here's who they play. They play.
let's check it out
They
right now.
play the Detroit Lions. I memorize their schedule because that's what I do.
Lions, Giants, Redskins.
Yep. So Lions.
I said Lions, Giants, Redskins. Wow.
It's Lions, Eagles, Redskins.
Lions, Eagles, Redskins.
And
We already know we're gonna lose them.
I mean, but the Eagles are due for an NFC East win. We are due. We can't go 0-6. We
It
can't.
might actually come down to the last game against Dallas.
We cannot. No, Dallas isn't going to play anyone. We
that might be the game.
we need to have a
That might be the game.
No, we need to have a statement win against an NFC East team. I am tired.
I don't think it's gonna happen
Oh
this
my
year.
goodness, we should.
I don't think so.
I mean, as you can tell, man, Eli Manning looked like crap last night.
They still got the job done.
If he plays like crap against the Eagles, man, I don't know. I mean, their offense is booty too. Oh my God, they held Dallas to only 10 points. Imagine what they're gonna do to all
Wait,
offense.
whose offense is booty?
Nah, I didn't say booty. I meant they held a Cowboys offense, the Giants defense, to 10 points. Imagine what they're gonna do to Philly. Our offense is. That's what I meant to say. Our offense is booty.
They might hold us down to 3.
All right, but for me, I respect your 6,
Mhm.
but I disagree a little bit. Well, if you look at the schedule, if the Cowboys lose to the Bucks and Detroit wins, right there, it'll come down to that matchup because the Cowboys schedule they have. I'm gonna look it up right now. Cowboys have the Buccaneers at home, the Lions at home, and then the Eagles. So if they lose to the Bucks next week, which I think they will, it'll come down to that game for the top 2. But I still think Dallas. I just like to say that to build a little tension. I think Dallas will be number 1. They are my fault. They just had a very hot start, and I think that hot start's going to carry them. But it might come down to the Eagles game maybe, or the Detroit game that'll decide, if the Eagles beat them, no first round bye. That's what happened with the Patriots last year. They had home field, but I think the Miami Dolphins came in and upsetted them. No, it was the Jets. Sorry, it was the Jets. The Jets upsetted them, and that's what gave the Broncos home field advantage, and you knew that was a big factor in the AFC title game.
Oh, it's always a big factor in any playoffs.
Okay, so knowing that point, because it might come down to that, who gets home field. But I think the Cowboys will get home field. The 2 seed, I have the Lions. I think the Lions' luck will run out in the playoffs, like I said earlier. I have Seattle being the 3 seed. And then, actually, because of that tie. That's why Seattle will get the 3 seed, because of that tie.
Yeah.
And then the 4 seed, I will have the Atlanta Falcons.
So wait, I'm sorry. Can you reiterate number 1 and 2 for me?
Number 1, I have the Cowboys. Number 2, I have the Lions.
The Lions. So you don't think the Lions are going anywhere?
No. Because here's the Lions. The Lions, they have the Giants. I think they'll beat the Giants.
I can't see them being the Giants.
I think they'll find a way.
Okay.
And then I have them losing to the Cowboys, and then that'll get them to the 2 seed. And then the Packers. Man, that game's tough, but I'm gonna stick with the Lions.
You know
At
what?
2 seed.
You know what? I think I'm gonna reiterate my playoff seeding.
All right.
I think I'm gonna reiterate. For the simple fact, I can't see Detroit being the Giants and Cowboys.
You can't?
I can't.
Man, I'm telling you, just ride with the hot hand, man. When you're hot, you're hot. You see with Dallas.
Yeah, when you're hot, you're hot. And the Giants are hot. Dallas Cowboys cooled off a little bit, but they might pick right back up. And the Packers are hot. You have to face 3 teams above 500.
I think they'll find a way.
You know, I'm going to reiterate this. The Packers are going to win that division.
The Packers.
The Lions aren't. The Lions, I can't.
They have a 2-game lead on them, though.
I thought it was a 1-game lead. 7.
They're 9-4.
Oh, yeah, they're 9-4, and the Packers are 7-6.
I don't know. We'll see. Because I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished with my predictions yet.
There you go.
Because I have Seattle being a 3 seed, Falcons being 4, Tampa Bay number 5, and I have the Packers at 6.
The Packers at 6?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something weird. We're gonna have, man. If I really think about it, that tie for Seattle, that might be the reason why they might be the 2 seed. Because I think the Packers will beat the Lions the last week of the season, but because of that 2-game gap, because I believe the Lions will beat the Giants.
Right.
Because I think the Lions will beat the Giants. I think the Eagles will beat the Giants. I don't know why. I just have a gut feeling, and it's gonna come down to that Washington game. We're not even talking about Washington either.
We're not, but
Because Washington beat Green Bay head-to-head.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't
I really
know.
don't have a lot of faith in Washington.
I know because they play. Oh, if they beat Carolina, if once we get closer, once the playoff seeding's fine. I mean, this is just early, so we have no idea. There's still 3 weeks
Still
left.
3 games away.
All right, so right now here's my top 6. I have Cowboys number 1, Lions number 2, Seattle number 3, Falcons number 4, Buccaneers number 5. So I think they're going to make a statement win against the Cowboys this week. And then the Packers because of that head-to-head against the Giants. Because I think the Giants will beat the Redskins. The head-to-head is going to hurt the Giants. And then the Packers will get in at the 6th seed.
All right.
And there's my
You hear it there, folks.
Now, one more type of prediction, the weekly NFL prediction. Comes down to it. Thursday night, Rams at Seattle. Bye-bye, Jeff Fisher. Ed Dickerson's coming to the field now. Can we say hallelujah?
Ed Dickerson might play running back.
He might come in. He might be the head coach. Say no.
That was a good one. But I think the Seahawks are going to come down and swoop this victory.
They're going to swoop. It's going to be a blowout. They're going to do
They're
more
gonna
than
swoop
swoop.
this victory.
They're going to swoop like 3 times.
I think Russell Wilson is very angry.
He needs
5
to bounce back.
interceptions. He's coming back to swoop this victory.
Next, you got Jets. The Dolphins at the Jets. The Dolphins do not have Ryan Tannehill.
Rolling with the Jets.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Jets too, man. Dolphins are due for that key loss. I'm sorry to all you Dolphins fans out there, including one of my commenters who likes the Dolphins, saying Byron Maxwell's the top 3 corner. I don't know about that.
May have to look it up.
Might have to
I'll
look it up. Yeah, we'll look it up. But yeah, I have the Jets winning too. Upsetting. Next, the Bills and the Browns.
Going with the Bills.
It's in Buffalo. If it was in Cleveland, I would go Browns, but
I will still go with the Bills.
I think the Bills will run all over Cleveland. LaShawn McCoy over 150 yards.
Sean, my boy, I miss you, bud.
Lions at the Giants.
Going with the Giants.
This is where we
Giants at
disagree.
home.
You have the Giants. I have the
Giants.
Lions.
You have the Lions?
4th quarter comeback, number 9.
I'm tired of seeing this 4th quarter comeback stuff. I'm sick of it.
The Eagles did not swoop last
Yes,
week.
we did.
Almost.
Our little swoop came down and punched the ball right out of Ryan Matthews' hands.
You mean Darren Sproles?
When?
No, remember when Sproles got popped? That was
Last week?
illegal.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, I'm talking about, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when we played the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you was
yeah.
playing about the. I thought you was
All
talking about when we
right,
played the Lions.
yeah. I respect that. I respect that.
And then who was it? Oh, Jason Kelsey just jumped. He just jumps right over the ball. Like, are you my man? Are you
Story of
serious?
the Eagles for you. I have the Ravens.
He just swooped right over the ball.
He just swoop. This is swoop radio, man.
It is.
Man, if the Ravens, if they find a way to beat New England, they're gonna make a state. They're gonna kill us. I believe.
I can't see them beating the Patriots. The Patriots have the GOAT.
Yeah, they do. I agree. Tom Brady. We'll talk about that in our next segment. Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Brady is the GOAT.
But anyway, I had the Ravens beating the Eagles.
Okay.
How about you?
I got the. It's gonna be a tough matchup. I just don't think both. I just think neither offenses have high-powered offenses.
Low scoring game.
Yeah. But you know what though? Rolling with the birds.
Going with the Eagles.
I'm going with the swoop.
All right, let's hope.
Swoop.
Next,
Swoop. This victory.
Steelers.
Hopefully.
Steelers at the Bengals.
I'm rolling with the Steelers.
I am too. They're riding high.
Mm-hmm.
Colts at the Vikings.
Colts. Rolling with the Colts.
For the Eagles draft pick, say hopefully our luck.
Hopefully.
Swoop comes in there and beat the Colts, beat the Vikings. I hope that happens. Next, Packers at the Bears. Easy. Packers riding hot.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Packers.
It's going to be the same score, I believe, 38-10. Titans at the Chiefs.
This is going to be a good game.
I'm rolling with the Chiefs.
You're rolling with the Chiefs?
Yes, I'm rolling with the Chiefs. You're going with Titans? All right. I respect that, though.
I believe the Titans need to win this game in order to get that number 1 seed.
You mean the Chiefs? Oh, no, you mean number one in
Titans,
division.
the
Yeah,
Titans.
yeah, I got you. Texans, Jaguars.
Texans, Jaguars. I'm going with the Jaguars.
I agree with you. I'm going with the Jaguars.
Jaguars are going to have that upset.
I
They
have
have it every year.
Brock Osweiler has not shown anything. How is he paid $74 million? You might as well give me and you that money.
72.
Give me $72 million. Watch what I do with it.
Think you give me 4 years, $72 million with Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah.
Woo!
I'll put my friend that used to be a quarterback in there. See what he does.
Put me back there.
All right, next. Saints.
With Lamar Miller. Can't forget about Lamar Miller.
Oh, yeah. He's the one that single-handedly won them. That remember the first time they played Indianapolis? Yeah. They were down like 10 points with like a minute left, and they won. Colts defense, man. Bye-bye, GM for the Colts, whoever his name is. Next, Saints at the Cardinals. Both teams not in the playoff hunt. I'm going with Drew Brees, high-powered offense.
I'm rolling with Drew Brees, too.
Next, 49ers at the Falcons.
I'm rolling with the Falcons.
Same. Falcons, 49ers. 11-game losing streak? No, 12-game losing streak, I believe.
We just know the 49ers are atrocious.
Next.
Chip Kelly needs to go back to the college football.
According to CBS, this will be America's game of the week. Patriots at the Broncos.
It's going to be a very, very good game.
Because the Broncos need this game. This is how Baltimore's playing right now. They need this game.
So, but me, I'm rolling with the Broncos.
Going with the Broncos?
Yep.
I'm going with Tom Terrific. I think he's going to make it. I think the offense going to be too much.
I want to send an apology to my brother. I know you're a big Patriots fan. Tom Brady is your guy.
We talked to him earlier. He said they're going to win by 10.
But.
Tonight.
The Broncos need this game in order to stay on the playoff division. Or in the playoff race.
Next, you have the Raiders and the Chargers. Melvin Gordon was carted off of the field with a hip injury.
He's 3 yards away from 1,000 yards.
It's a shame. He's had a very bounce-back year.
Very good year.
Very good year.
But you know what, though? I do think that bounce-back year has come due to the loss of Danny Woodhead.
Yeah. More carries, more opportunities.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have the Raiders beating the Chargers.
I got the Raiders, too.
Sunday Night Football. Buccaneers at the Cowboys.
I'm rolling with the Bucs.
I'm rolling with the Bucs, too, man.
Famous Jameis.
That Tampa 2 defense, man. No one talks about it. That Tampa 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Monday Night Showdown. The Panthers are at the Redskins.
I'm rolling with the Redskins.
And this game's a toss-up. Because if Carolina's defense can force turnovers, Carolina will win. But I think the Redskins...
You know what seems to amaze me?
I think the Redskins will win.
The Panthers are not... Their record is horrible this year. But we still always can... We could still never throw them out the picture for the simple fact that Cam Newton.
Yeah. And they lost most of their games by 7 points or less.
Oh, that is something I would have to look up.
I'll look it up right now. I might as well. The Carolina Panthers. You know, we all know what happened week 1, where they lost by a field goal
to Denver.
Thanks, Gano. And then Vikings, they pounded them. They lost 22-10.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons, they killed them. Shootout. So right there's 2 losses that they deserve. Buccaneers lost by a field goal, 17-14.
Wait, 2 wins they deserve or 2 losses they deserve?
2 losses they deserve.
Okay.
Because the Broncos game, they lost by 1 point.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, they lost by 3. Saints, they lost by 3. Rams, oh no, they won, my fault. Chiefs, they lost by 3.
Damn.
Saints, they lost by 3. No, they beat the Saints, my fault. Raiders, they lost by 3. You remember that game?
Yeah, I remember that game.
Seahawks, they blew them out. That was no contest. So right there, like those 4 games I mentioned, they're neck and neck. They're right there.
So if they get 4 wins, if that's 4 wins, how many wins do they have now?
Right. Let me double check. Right now, the Panthers are 5-8.
They have 4. That's 4 wins right there. They're 9-4.
Yeah.
9-3.
No, 9-4.
9-4.
9-4. First place in the
exactly.
division. First
Exactly.
place. It's crazy that
It just goes to show that for any game, it's just one play.
One play, one series.
Literally, a lot of our Eagles games that we lost early in the season came down to either one play or one series.
True. I agree. It's crazy, man. In the NFL, man, it comes down to that fourth quarter drive and something the Eagles have not done, and I'm just not talking about it because
Yeah, we're not talking.
I was so heartbroken after
I'm
that
not.
game.
I'm not discussing these guys.
Anything else you want to conclude on? Or before we conclude, anything else?
Nah, I don't.
And that concludes Swoop Radio. Josh and Dante here.
Swoop! I hope you guys enjoyed. I think me and Josh are gonna make another one this week.
Yeah, we're gonna make one more this week because we had that long break.
Then we had that long break. Then we're gonna try and pull off a Max Color and Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, we are. One of these days.
Try.
We're gonna try one of these days.
We're not gonna promise you guys anything, but we are gonna try. My man Josh is Max Color. I'm gonna be Stephen A.
Stephen A. Smith. I'm kidding.
Nah,
now we're both boy right now. We're both Latino, man. You know what? We're not gonna be Stephen A. and Max Color. We're gonna be Josh and Dante.
Right, Josh. We're gonna top those guys.
We're gonna top.
He's here
one
right
of these
now.
days.
We're gonna top the both of them. We're gonna top Mike and Mike. We're gonna top his and hers. We're gonna top all of it.
Just takes time.
Me and Josh are gonna be the first
Latino, football,
analysis,
yeah,
sports, anything
that is Hispanic.
Not only Hispanic, but we're gonna make more money than all of those guys.
We got this, man.
We got this, bro.
We got
Hungry
this.
and humble, right?
Feel free to show friends, family, and please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
And this is Josh and Dante signing off.
Swoop!
Swoop!